respond to that?
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised by their comments, because if you look at Hold My Light, it's actually a campaign to try and get the 7.5 million people who smoke in Britain to either quit or switch to alternatives. So we're very clear, and about quitting is always the best thing.
I think the reason why they've gone with that strong line is they're sort of saying, there's very strict rules in this country, as you well know, about advertising smoking in any way, shape or form, and you're sort of circumventing those rules by advertising this, which then brings a light to your other products.
Sure. I'd ask them to look into the programme. It doesn't mention any products or any brands. It's got a couple of aspects to it. The first one is that it gets the smoker to try and give up for 30 days. That's what we suggest. And then we ask friends and family to provide little pledges of support. So things like that they'll help the smoker to get through. They'll watch Match of the Day, or they'll walk the dog for them, or something like that. So providing that support for the smoker, because we see it's a very lonely thing for the smoker to do. And it also, the programme provides various different ways for people to quit. And we see that there's a lot of confusion about how to quit. So it talks about quitting like just cold turkey, using patches, e-cigarettes, or heated tobacco. So it talks about all the different ways. And this is a part of really our ambitions to stop selling cigarettes and move people to alternatives, or for those who can quit, should quit.
Let's just follow up one more question on that, if we could, about the hypocrisy they say is because you're still promoting smoking outside the UK. There are many other countries that you still advertise heavily for cigarettes, yes or no?
We sell cigarettes all around the world, but our global ambition is to stop selling cigarettes.
So will you do this, for example, all over the world, or is it just in the UK because of our advertising rules?
No, our strategy is the same everywhere. We want to replace cigarettes with alternatives. This campaign starts in the UK, and we'll see how it goes, and if it goes well, we would roll it out.
So when do you stop advertising in other countries then?
Well, there's most countries you can't actually advertise. So that's
some you can, and you do.
Some we can, and we do advocate for restrictions wherever we are. We try and get strong regulations, because you shouldn't be able to. Advertising should be restricted for tobacco products because they are harmful. And our main strategy is really trying to get people to switch from the harmful products, which are cigarettes, to alternatives. That's really what we're about. We said 2 years ago we want to stop selling cigarettes completely. We want to switch all of our business to alternative products which are less harmful.
If you're really serious about getting people to quit, do you support those sort of strong tobacco regulations everywhere around the world then, and are you advocating for that?
Yes, we've been a strong supporter of regulations, and in countries where the regulations are not so strong, we actually advocate for stronger regulations. We have here, and we will continue to do that around the world. I think the UK, where we are now, is we've got 7.5 million smokers, and the predictions are that that's going to continue. We're going to have smokers for another 30 or 40 years. The key question is, what do we do about that? We could do nothing. We could just continue to keep selling cigarettes, but we've made a decision. We want to switch people to alternatives. And this Hold My Light campaign is about trying to get people to either quit or switch.
Okay, so let's talk about some of your products, some of the alternative, for example, is e-cigarettes, and you talked about heated tobacco. You just told me that tobacco is harmful. Those products contain tobacco?
Yes, I think this is...
So what are you doing?
This is a bit of there's a lot of misperception, misunderstanding about cigarettes. The main reason around the harm around cigarettes is because you burn them. Because anything you light up causes harmful chemicals to come out. What heated tobacco has, it has tobacco, but it heats it, it doesn't burn. Because it heats, it reduces those harmful chemicals by about 90 to 95%.
Yeah, I mean, the WHO says all tobacco products are harmful to health. The only safe level of tobacco use is zero use.
Yeah, and I think that was a statement from a couple of years ago. And I think what you see now is these emerging types of products. There's a new products that have come out in the last couple of years. The Department of Health and the Committee of Toxicity in the UK has looked at heated tobacco and has seen that there are 90 to 95% less of the harmful chemicals in it. So it's a new product to the market. And I think that's a big thing. So one of the reasons why we're doing this campaign is because there's a big misperception among smokers about the alternatives which they can use to stop smoking. And 50% of people, for example, on e-cigarettes, they don't understand that they are better than cigarettes. And so one of the big reasons why doing this campaign is to change that perception, to get people to understand they don't have to keep smoking anymore. There's no need to have cigarettes in the country anymore.
Have you said we can switch to stop producing cigarettes? By 2 years, 5 years?
Well, as soon as possible, to be honest.
How long as soon as possible?
It's not really dependent on us. It's dependent a little bit on the government, a little bit on the consumers. We want to get there as soon as possible. That's one of the reasons why we launched this campaign today. I want to move the UK smoke-free as soon as I can.
Presumably, you're a business. It depends on whether or not the alternative becomes profitable for you.
Yeah, and of course we are a business, and we want to be the leader in the alternatives. And I think what we've seen over the last few years is with the growth of e-cigarettes is that for many people they can't quit. So alternatives are the way which they're able to get off cigarettes into something less harmful. And that's where our business will be in the future.
Peter Nixon from Philip Morris UK, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're going to go and find Carolyn.